I can remember as a kid growing up, my mother talked about her father, Granddad Froley. He was a mining engineer, grew up in Salinas, California. He started at Stanford just a year or two before the big earthquake. He ended up being trapped in the dormitory in the '06 earthquake. He was in traction in the hospital during the aftershocks. Fresh out of college, first job he got was down to Nicaragua. All the mining management people at the gold mine in Nicaragua had been captured and killed by the revolutionaries. He went down there to replace the individual that had been killed. Got his career going, then back up to the States. He worked all over the Southwest. Still have his saddlebag with the Berkeley, California address and the Silver City address. It must by this time have been close to 100 years old. My mother was quite remarkable as well. Graduated from high school in Berkeley, ended up working at the Berkeley Radiation Laboratory at University of California, and at that time she met Oppenheimer, E.O. Lawrence, and once the war started and everybody went their own direction, my mother was transferred to Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and talked about driving across country by herself. Not many women traveled by car across country at that time. She couldn't tell people what she was doing or where she was going. She kept going and did her job out in Oak Ridge, and then later met my father, moved up to New York to be with my father. At that time they had been married. My father was quite remarkable too. What a salesman he was, and a visionary, just like my grandfather was. My father started a leasing company before the manufacturers Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler were leasing vehicles. I still have the photograph of my father handing over the set of keys to Admiral Nimitz. I moved here in '80, was married in '82. Married my old college sweetheart, Marion. She's a farm girl from Oregon. She makes the best pie and helps me right here in the office. I have 4 kids, Audrey, Jim, Grace, and Margaret. Just recently had a long talk with Grace. It was Grace saying, "You made it very clear to all of us in the family that a girl, a woman, can do whatever a man does." I can still remember Grace coming back from middle school and saying, "I beat every boy running on the track except one." She's a physical therapist. Audrey's a physician assistant. Jim is construction manager for us. Margaret is still on the path for college. My girls grew up being told that they can hang in there with any man. Maybe they learned something when they were given a shovel when they were young, told to go shovel on a job or go rake the infields. I still have a photograph from my kids raking the infields at the Vista Grande Community Center on North 14. Back then, the rakes were taller than my kids. I'm just so proud of my kids. It's tremendous what they've done.